Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. So, I'm back to my favorite topic, love. And I hear people talk about love. I love you. I love this. I love that. They don't have a clue. Let me just start off with a simple statement. Love never judges. Did you really get what I just said? That love never judges. But you know what? We've been brought up, we've been domesticated into believing that there's such a thing as called conditional love. I love you on condition. That's not love. That's judgment. I don't know how else to say it. It's just judgment. So what we've done is we've really confused love and like. Like means, yeah, when you do what I want, I like you. When you don't do what I want, I don't like you. But that's not love. Love means to see a person in their allness, to see the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, if there is such a thing as good and bad. Or is that just an illusion that we've created in our mind based on what? Judgment. We keep coming back to that judgment thing. And people often look at me and say, okay, Lee, I have a right to make a discernment between this and that. I agree with that. I discern all the time. Am I always loving? I could try to pull the wool over your eyes and tell you yes, but the answer is no. Because I'm human, just like you, and just like everyone else. It's difficult to accept someone as they are all the time, knowing that everyone is a unique expression of love. This love thing is something that cannot be figured out in 8 to 10 minutes, let alone a day to 2 days a week. I've been working on it for all of my life, maybe for eternity. What I've come to understand is that when I can look at me and accept all of me, just as I am, I'm loving Lee. And until I can accept me, I won't be able to accept you or anybody else. Are you really hearing me there? You can only love someone else as much as you love yourself. So if you're out in the world and you're going through your day and you're judging this, you're judging that, you're judging that person, this person, that person, rest assured that you're judging yourself, because you couldn't judge someone else the way you're judging them unless you were judging yourself the same way. And this is what I'm trying to point out to you, is that we have a habit and we think we love ourselves, and yet we're in constant judgment of who we are and who we're being and what we're doing. We may be off our track. That's okay. Accept it as is. Come back on track. Do you know what your track is? Something you've got to discern. What allows me to express my gifts? What are your gifts? Whatever you want them to be. Whatever you want them to be. They don't have to be like anyone else. You see, when you throw expectations on other people, you're taking love out. Set realistic expectations on how you're going to express love today. Set realistic expectations on how you're going to expand and grow today. Set realistic expectations on what you're going to create today. Realistic doesn't mean it's a slam dunk. It means it's still a stretch, but it's a stretch that you can embody in your mind. As long as you can embody it in your mind, you're close. So let me say good morning to Zach, Carol, Dee, Johanna, Zoe, McBride, Corey, and all you others out there listening that just haven't checked in. I'm hitting on a subject that really a lot of people don't like, because we don't like to think of ourselves in any type of fashion where we're not perfect, or you are perfectly unique. I guess the question is, when you think about yourself as perfect, what are you comparing it against to? And then when you start saying perfect, comparing, could it be you're moving into judgment? Do you see what a slippery slope it is? Because judgment is everywhere. It's everywhere we go. I don't know many people who don't go through a day where most everything they talk about is about judgment. Let me make this clear for you. If you're complaining, you're judging. If you're complaining, you're not in love. If you're gossiping, you're not in love. Are you hearing it? Are you really, really, really hearing it? This is not an easy thing to do, to be loving. You know, what is it? There's a book, I almost want to say it's called A Complaint-Free Life, where you put a wristband on your wrist, like this one. Put it on your wrist. And you try to go 21 days without complaining. The second you catch yourself, you take it, you move it to the other wrist. And you keep going until you go 21 days without complaining. I promise you, you won't go and do this in 21 days. You're lucky if you get it done in 90, because you don't realize, like I didn't realize, how much complaining is a part. Sherry says, how do you keep from judging yourself, though? Here's the first way, Sherry, just what I said. The first thing you can do to stop judging yourself is stop complaining. And I know you complain. Do you know why I know that? Because we all do. To some degree or another, we all complain. And when we're complaining, we're judging. And until you can stop judging yourself, don't worry about judging others. You're going to do it. The place you start to work is you. How can I be less complaining today? Get one of these bands. If you want one of these bands, see this band here? You know what it says? It's got on it, I don't think you can read it. It says, I love my life. I love my life. That means if you love your life, you're not complaining about your life. And yet most people complain about their lives. Here's what I'll say to you. I'll do you a big favor. You want one of these? I love my life. Send me an email. rev.leewallach@gmail. rev.leewallach@gmail. Send me an email and send me your address. I'll mail you one. If you want two, tell me two. I'll mail you two. My gift to you. And then, oh, Carol, I love what you just brought up. Stop defending yourself. Stop defending yourself. You don't have to justify yourself to anyone. You don't have to justify your past, justify your choices. Who are you trying to prove yourself to? Your mom and your dad again? Do you notice how my granddaughter, Claire, she'll be here on Saturday. She'll be here for like 11 days. I'm so excited to have her. But she's going through her 5-year-old phase, where she's got a mind of her own. And we're going to teach her, Jean and I, what love is. We're going to teach her about not complaining to the best of our ability. We've only got so many days. We want to teach her what it is to love, to be non-judgmental, to function in society with a sense of self-worth. See, if you don't feel you're worthy, the reason you don't feel you're worthy is because you're not loving yourself. The only reason you can feel unworthy is because you've judged yourself as not worthy. Think about that. So you don't have enough money? You're judging yourself that you don't have enough money. You don't have enough love? It's because you're judging yourself. You don't have great relationships? It's because you're judging yourself. Think about it. The more you judge you, you're not going to be in loving relationships because you're judging you. When I look at my wife and I say, I love you, Jean, I'm telling her I accept you as you are. Can you do that many times a day? Maybe not to your partner, but can you do it to yourself? Can you look in the mirror and can you say, Carol? Not all of you would say, Carol. I'm talking to Carol right now. Can you go in the mirror, look in your eyes and say, Carol, I accept all of you, physically, mentally, emotionally, past, present, and even the coming future. I accept it. I know you're unique. I embrace the uniqueness. That's the key. When you can embrace your uniqueness, that's the key. I love being unique. There's no one in the world like Lee, and there's no one in the world like you. So just be it and stop judging yourself and thinking, am I enough? Of course you're friggin' enough. You were created enough. With that, try today. If you love me, you want one of these, send me that email with your address. Otherwise, stop complaining and start being you. With that, that's all I got today. And I want you to know, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your life. I don't know much about you. What little I do know, I accept you. Doesn't mean I like you, but I accept you. Notice how I threw that in? Hey, make it a great day. Make it a loving day. Only you can. Aloha.